Hey folks, we're back here with well, our go home show before All Out this Saturday, September 5th. Don't miss it. I mean, nothing stopping you to not miss it. I mean, you would rather go to school, wait for football, make love to someone. I mean, there's many other things you would be watching other than All Out, but other than that, I'm going to go over the lineup for the pay per view, and then I'm going to review the show. Tooth and nail match, shockingly in the pre-show, even though this had the most build over the majority of the entire pandemic of Dynamite. Like, they had Britt Baker getting injured, making Big Swole go over all the accolades to even score a one-on-one match with her. This is more dragged out than the MGF thing with Cody over a normal match that didn't even get him a title shot. And then they just package it over to the pre-show to get it over the most unimportant thing ever, a Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks thing. I guess to display the dismay of Hangman Adam Page turning against the Elite. But other than that, no one cares about the Young Bucks having another generic spot fest kiltered match with no storytelling. Things they are literally doing this to just have just get up the rankings in the tag division, or probably to get a future match against FTR because they're probably going to win the belts. So this tooth and nail match is probably just breaking off a tooth or some dumb crap like that. We also had Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in a broken rules match. So they've been trying to drag this all over the entire time Matt Hardy been on Dynamite. That he's broken, or he's V1, or he's never die, or they're trying to make him have a personality shift, even though most of them were just kiltered on a certain hatred of a person or the booking. There's nothing really unique about Matt Hardy's little personality shift, even though he's been doing this for 20 plus years of his career. And now, he's just kiltered into just beating up this freaking midget, all because he accidentally swung a chair up his face. And now he's putting his career on the line, even though he spent over barely a year in the company he just got signed with. So this is just kiltering up that Matt Hardy's finally getting over the hump and going. He beat the crap out of Sammy Guevara, and I'm supposed to take this kiltered future sex offender midget seriously, all because he got busted open in that dumb tables match that took as quick as me, blowing my load into a chick. So that's something. I'm sorry. Just this is so unappealing. I mean, the only match that I'm concerned about technically is probably FTR winning the belts or the main event of the pay per view. Other than that, we also had Dark Order. Plus Colt Cabana, because he's not official. I think they're still teasing it in yet. They always put him in most of the segments involving other feuds. Like Matt Cardona, National Nightmares, and somehow Scorpio Sky, even though he's affiliated with SU, but somehow not Christopher Daniels, because they had a freaking like 3 month feud with the thing, teasing if he really joins the Dark Order. Yay. Casino Battle Royal, even though the only favorites is Lance Archer, Darby Allin, Brian Cage. The rest are just kiltered midgets to either do spot fests or anything else. Literally, I'm not thinking Ricky Starks, Pentagon, Phoenix, Butcher, Blade, Eddie Kingston, his fat self, it's Sean Spears that's never a favorite of anything. If you lost 4 times in under a year in the top babyface in the company, what part are you to be considered a favorite for a title shot? Billy Gunn, Austin Gunn, or Jake Hager, Santana Ortiz, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta. They call him Trent Beretta because they needed another name. And to be announced, so there'll be a surprise member like they did for Brian Cage in that ladder match back at Double or Nothing back at April. We have the women's title on the line with Hikaru Shida that had less TV time than the Big Swole and Britt Baker feud, and yet she gets a title shot. I mean, she just has this big match with Thunder Rosa, the NWA Women's Championship, that had a good match, debut match on Dynamite. That belt just looks like a toy, in my opinion. I understand NWA's constant factor into traditional means in professional wrestling that I respect entirely. And it keeps them against the rest trying to just be spot monkeys. The only thing is I wanted to see James Storm on Dynamite. I don't really care about Thunder Rosa, even though I find her cool. Yeah, hopefully these women pick up an above average match, but other than that, it just doesn't consider my interest because it's only came off one build, one contract signing, and that's apparently it. They're just having this inter-promotional match. Obviously, they just get over Hikaru Shida. And next up, we have the title match involving Adam Page and Kenny Omega out there on and off. They don't. He doesn't drink. He drinks. Ideologies. He wants to be a lone wolf. We've been having this since February of this year. End this tag already. Like legitimately, they're already teasing this dumb Four Horsemen thing with Tully Blanchard managing probably Sean Spears, FTR. I don't freaking know. Probably Hangman. Thinks it shows that he's cool with FTR. It this match is gonna have considerable spots with the same thing. Oh, they're being old school. They're said the FTR is sticking over the corner, doing bland move sets with minimal storytelling. Oh my god, they're they're like the C plus of the Brainbusters, and that's harsh to say because I don't mind wrestlers trying to go back to an old school thing and try to make it to its own. But at least the Velveteen Dream that tried to rip off 80s wrestlers with his own flamboyant characteristics at least made something out of itself, and most of his matches were somewhat compelling, than just have this bullcrap. And I understand I'm dragging this over in the MJF and Moxley feud that I guess Moxley's gonna bleed and lose or something. The paradigm shift is banned, and the promo's been meh at best. Let's just go into the review because I've really dragged this out. But I want to make this probably separate videos. I don't really concern myself with this, but yeah, that's practically the build for All Out.